Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Murphy Brown's Prep Time. With you as always, I'm Sam Brown.
And I'm Michael Murphy.
Murph, what games last week caught your eye?
The biggest one that stood out to me was BGA. They went out to Memphis and got it handed to them. Gave up a season high 41 points in an opening round loss to Harding Academy. That really caught my eye.
Yeah, I remember in the press box, a lot of people were pretty surprised by that halftime score.
Yeah.
I was blown away as usual by Centennial, not by the whole team, but by Tyrell Dotson. Centennial wins 20-14. Dotson has all three of their touchdowns. The Texas A&M commitment gets them a second-round matchup with Brentwood this week.
And they trailed 14-12 late. It was that third touchdown that put them over the edge. So they're going to need probably a better team performance this week, I would think.
Yep, and then Overton to redemption maybe?
Good for Overton. Last year they lost on a missed extra point and double overtime in their opening round game. The kicking game came through this time. Jose Bravo hit a 41-yard field goal with 1 second left on the clock. Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the photos either. He's carried off the field on his teammate's shoulders, so that'd be a good night for that young man.
Yep.
And man, top performers from last week, Rontavious Groves only caught 8 passes, but he had 165 yards and 3 touchdowns in their 40-0 win over Montgomery. Pearl County plays against Lipscomb this week.
Those two, Jimmy Farrell and Rontavious Groves, are really heating up.
Got some chemistry
They're
going.
peaking at the right time. Pearl County's going to be a tough out.
Yeah.
Metro player William Summers of Stratford, he had a huge game rushing and receiving. 140 yards, 2 touchdowns running the ball. Also 139 yards receiving and 2 more scores.
I think that 139 yards and 2 more scores are on, 3 receptions,
Yeah.
too. It's a big game for him.
Yeah.
Chris Rowland out at Ravenwood led them to a 55-7 victory. Guy had 4 touchdowns, 106 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 4 carries. Caught 2 passes for 100 yards in the score, and then took a kickoff 88 yards to the house. I mean, that young guy was all over the field that night.
He's fun to watch. He's one of my favorites.
And man, who you got games of the week this week? Who you watching?
Well, I saw a pretty good game at Hillsborough last week. Hillsborough pulled away, beat Laverne late. Again, you got Beach coming into Hillsborough this week, and they just played in the regular season finale. That was a close game. I expect it to be another close one this time around.
Yeah, I know both teams are 8-3. You got anyone else?
Yeah, obviously Hendersonville and Independence. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And this could be their toughest test. It's going to be an interesting game. Hendersonville averaging about 300 yards rushing per game. Indy's averaging at least that through the air, so it'll be some contrasting styles. It should be a good one, though.
I'm excited to see Stratford and CPA go at it again. CPA won 34-18 when those two last met on October 2nd, but Stratford was leading 12-3 at halftime, and they're coming in off a huge win over Fairview in a 4-game winning streak. So maybe they can keep it going, upset some people, think the Lions will roll. And then also another game I'm pretty excited about, Macaulay at NBA. Macaulay's only 6-5, NBA's 9-1. Don't let that 6-5 record deceive you. They pushed Blackman to a 44-42 loss, and they've had a bunch of tough opponents this year. So I think Macaulay could surprise some people, maybe knock off NBA in second round.
They took NBA to overtime. That was actually the smallest margin of victory for an NBA. Obviously, they lost to Brentwood Academy, but of their 9 wins, that was the smallest one. So that's definitely one to watch.
And as usual, man, I think if NBA is going to pull it out, it's going to be Ty Chandler.
Probably Ty Chandler's going to have a big night.
Probably 4 touchdowns,
say you're right.
300 yards, something crazy like that.
Yep.
Well, anyway, guys, that's what we got for you. Playoffs round 2. Look for playoffs round 3. We'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for stopping by.